Hi friends, welcome to this YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about what the lessons I've learned in my life. If I had to rewind my life and start all over again, knowing what I know now, these are some of the lessons I've learned, and these are some of the things that I will be doing, right? And as someone who believes, it's not kind of my belief, as someone who have known a couple of things all along, but I never got to do anything. I was just waiting for life to happen to me, or waiting for God to come and save me, or waiting for one kind of man to come and save me. And I just feel like I'm starting my life now. These are some of the things I'm doing. These are some of the things that, if I had opportunity to go back in time, this is what I would do, how I would act differently. So I'm sharing that with you. So if you are in a phase in your life, you're a lady, you're a guy, or whatever, and you are kind of wallowing in self-pity, I think I'm going to talk about this in a video, how there are several emotions, how self-pity is the worst of them, that you are just going through these phases. They are just there waiting for something to happen to you, and just waiting for life to happen to you, and you're just there, you're not moving on, you just feel stuck, right? I'm going to be sharing that in another video, but this video I'm going to be sharing the lessons that I've learned in my life. The first lesson is prioritize your energy. Energy is finite, and that's something that I've come to realize, and something that I realized very much late. Energy is finite. It's like, when the scripture says that God renews us with his daily mercies. It's like daily mercies, like daily energy. There's so much you can do in a day. Honestly, I can have a full list of the 100 things I want to get done today. You can't. You're a human being, right? That's why I thank God for here that is optimizing some things. And if you have help, if you have support, if you have assistance, you have finite energy, and you should prioritize where you expend that energy on. This is a number one reason, because there's so much as you can do. Even the Bible talks about teach us to number our days. Let God teach us how to be mindful of how finite resources that we have, right? Your energy, precisely. And the energy is greater than time, right? Because you can have 24 hours in a day, but you can only be productive in 3 hours. Let me tell you, you have 24 hours in a day, but you might just be at your best, at your peak performance, only within maybe 3 to 6 hours. What you do in that 3 to 6 hours helps the rest of the time when you're unproductive, when your brain can't take it anymore, and you're going to go and scroll or gist with friends. So prioritize what you do in those productive hours. That's how people are successful. They have the same amount of time that you have, but some people, they know that maybe they are morning persons. Why don't you work on your dream, work on your personal development, invest in your relationship in that time where you are full of zest? And then the other time when you're unproductive, that's fine. That's how you see people that you'll be like, oh, we're all gisting, but how come they're doing this, they're doing that? During their very productive time, they've invested that in what is priority to them, and in their unproductive time, they are gisting with you, right? Take note of that. Number 2 is the power of no. See, learn how to say no. I learned how to say no, I think it was 2 years, 2023. I would never forget it, and I've used it. So say no often. Say no often as you can. It will help you know the right places to say yes to. Say no to people, say no to situations, say no to things that do not serve you, that do not serve your goals, that do not serve your vision, that do not serve the lifestyle you want to live, that do not serve your purpose, the reason on this. Say no, and learn to say no without guilt. Say no at work. People will push tasks to you, it doesn't contribute to your KPI. People will get you to do things that are not of any benefit. Learn to say no as often as you can, so that when you are saying yes, it's your choice, right? As often as you can, right? It ties to the first one. If you say yes to everybody, you have nothing left of yourself. You have nothing left of your time to work on yourself. You have nothing left of your energy. You have nothing left to invest in your relationship. Say no as often as you can. You say no to people. You say no to situations. You say no to lifestyle. You say no to thoughts, negative thoughts. All our thoughts are not us. Thoughts are being projected at you, right? Something you saw online, a movie you saw, something you saw is whispering again. Say no, it's not. It doesn't. Say no to things that don't serve you, right? No is very powerful. Learn to use it efficiently, so that when you say yes, someone will be like, wow, you said yes to this, and that yes, everybody kind of know that this resonates with you. right? Number 3 lesson I'm going to say is invest in relationship and not just goals. I learned this much later on. I have an These are kind of two different things, right? Depending on the kind of person you are, you might have, so for me, I'm speaking about me now, I don't have like so much of, I don't have a wide relationship pool. I have a few deep relationship pool, right? So depending on the kind of person you are, you can have, large friends, large friend groups, and have all those things, but have relationships that you invest in. This is different. I talk about investment and I love investment. I probably make a video on investment, but invest in relationship. What does that mean? What does this person, not what you're going to get out of the relationship, what does this person want in life, and how can I help them get that? Honestly, invest in relationship, nurture relationships. There are some relationships that are not required to check in on them every day. There are some relationships that are required to send gifts to them. Intentionally send those gifts. Invest, not out of what you will get. Yes, there are some of the relationships will yield fruit for you, and maybe when you're in your journey and all those things. Invest in people, right? How you invest in relationships are upward, right? People you look up to, people you serve, people you help out, and maybe they're doing a project, you're helping them, you're never going to get anything. Invest downward, people you mentor, people you provide opportunities in your life. Invest in your peers. Have people that their lives were better because they met you. Have people like that. It's important, right? I know even in projects they'll say, it's the team that builds you invest in companies, right? In great companies, they'll tell you if you invest in your team will build the product. There's that. But aside from companies, as an individual, so I'm speaking as an individual, I'm not speaking about a company, find people to invest in. Genuinely ask yourself, what does this person need? Genuinely, when people call you and say like, this is happening in my life, you be like, okay, maybe I can solve the problem, let me do this one thing, right? Have people you invest in, honestly. Number 3, small habits compound. True, this is so true. How negative habits compound is also the same way positive habits compound. When you remove something out of your life, when I say maybe my Sundays are for filming YouTube videos, right? And I think last 2 months I've been filming them, but then so some days something happened and I kind of haven't been able to film, and it's taking me kind of a longer time to come back to it. Small habits compound. How you speak, how you look, how you paying attention to your dressing, everything compounds, right? It does not intentionally compound. You don't set out and say, maybe I will be doing this like this, but then how those small things, how you react, all those small things, at the end of the day, what is someone's personality? How they react to things unintentionally. So small habits compound, and don't try to make big changes. Yeah, there's some areas in your life that you are required to make big changes. Like you're like, okay, this doesn't serve me. This, I need to entirely flip the script, right? I need to entirely do it differently. But for some areas of your life, tiny changes compounds. Tiny, it compounds, right? Whether reading, whether watching books, whether reading your Bible, whether whatever, small habits compound. It doesn't have to be the big ones. I think we are all familiar with Atomic Habits, although I haven't read that book, but the principle is there. Number 3 is embrace discomfort, right? Comfort is a dangerous thing, right? Comfort is dangerous, and I've also seen this in my life. I think I was saying that where I was living earlier, it wasn't, I had too many things I want to do, had too much ginger, and had too much things I want to achieve. But whether it feels like I'm here, AC is blowing me, I'm just like, maybe tomorrow. But that's not it. It's also, so there's that part, like comfort is a slow killer. It slowly, takes away your dreams, and you're kind of like, oh, maybe I'm fine, like I can do without it, and you sacrifice it, like, it doesn't really matter, what's the force. But embrace discomfort. What I'm saying here is growth is outside your comfort zone. Put yourself in. You don't know your possibilities, honestly. It's only God that knows the possibilities in a human, that is locked up in a human being. You don't know. And if you have things going well for you, strive to put yourself in situations where a different part of you will come out. And I was saying this in, I think it was, I'm going to talk about my business much later. I did a runway show. I'm just like, you see me that is doing this. If you asked me, I would say I'm not a creative person. It was not my, do you understand? Put yourself in situations, seek for opportunities that will drive you. It will show you, and how I reacted, learn how I managed everything. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that this aspect of me existed. I thought I was someone like kind of react rashly to things, right? So try to find opportunities that are outside your comfort zone and take it up, right? It will show you who you are and your possibilities, right? So number 3, if you're enjoying this lesson so far, and I'm going to number 6. If you're enjoying this lesson so far, so follow, thumbs up, and like, and tell me which of the lessons that kind of resonates with you. Number 6 is your network is your net worth. This is so true. This is so true, and I think you've heard it over and over again. But one thing I want to point out here is that building your network takes time, right? Choosing, there's something you do, audit your friends, right? I don't know any, you have friends for different reasons and for different seasons. Audit your friends, right? And curate your network. You are going to meet several people in life, right? And yes, it's true, they say you don't know who will help you, you don't know, treat everybody right, find relationships you invest in, but your network is something you curate. You find out connections people have and you curate it, right? It's who you know. I think starting my business, my fashion business, and I really think that no matter what you see online, right, the relationships, the sales, and kind of some of the stripes of people who I'm looking up to kind of have made, I've seen it comes from who they know, right? So try to, build that network of people that, that can help you, right? And nurture that circle, right? Don't be a taker, also be a giver, right? That's a principle. Fail fast, learn faster. True. Most times why we don't start so many things is because we're afraid to fail, right? For the longest time, that's why I didn't start YouTube. For the longest time, that's why I didn't start any business or start anything. But be okay with it. Be okay that in the first few days or in the first few months you might fail. Starting my business this year, I've been like, there's so many things I've failed at, so many things I've learned about myself. But fail fast. There's another thing also to learn another way of doing something. Okay, it doesn't work, and that's painful, and that's something I want all of us to recognize. Even when people say yes, you fail 1,000 times and then you will get up, they face rejection 1,000,000 times. Yes, it's painful. And I think it's Alex Hormozi that talks about it, is that successful people have a high tolerance for pain. You are going to be in seasons of pain for long periods of time before you see that, that break light. You have to endure it. That's the honest truth. There's no shortcut to anything. That's why I think it was in Twitter, it's like, I hate those words called hack, tricks, anything. People can teach you whatever, they can tell you their whole strategy, but like, it's in the execution of the strategy that you will feel it. Everybody has to have their own share of the failure or what's not going well. Failure is what's not going well, right? So, but fail fast, right? If you don't start, you've not failed and you've not learned how to do it. So fail fast and speed over perfection. There are so many things that are not, my videos are not perfectly edited where I want it, but I keep moving and try to change something every time, right? Fail fast, learn faster, speed over perfection. There will never be a perfect time for you to do any business, for you to make any video, for you to do anything. My background is not the best, but I'm doing, right? So join me. Lesson 8, money mindset here. No matter how we have been deceived and there's a weird, strange doctrine that has permeated everywhere, whether in the Christendom, outside, religious circles, non-religious circles, that money is the root of all evil. If you don't have money, you're not going anywhere. You ask God. You need God to bless you with prosperity. And your mindset, your money mindset matters over everything. Even when God gives you the money, you can still squander it, right? So your mindset matters. Mindset is a way you have set your mind about something. Every human being has a way they perceive money. What you need to do is to audit it every time, to think about it. Is this the right thing? Am I aligned with this? And how you will know is when issues come about, when there are conversations about money, there's a way you react to it without even thinking about it. That's the way your mind has been set about that thing, right? And your wealth starts with your mind. So if you have the wrong mindset, you can't make money, right? So a couple of things I've said in this lessons. One, you need money, and you need God to bless you with prosperity. It's God that giveth the power to get wealth. right? And you need to fix your mindset. God can give you the power, but you can't execute it. You need the mindset. You need your mindset right about money. I have a video in this channel on how money works. You should probably watch it. It's not the best video on that idea. There are so many other things that we could have touched on, but that's a good video. That's a good place to start, right? Lesson 9, your health is your assets, right? You can have all your dreams, your purpose, have relationships, have network. If you're unhealthy in any way, it wouldn't, like, you can't do anything. If I have a slight headache, no matter how I can say I'll push through, maybe I'm making this video, right? So your health is wealth. Your body is, you're not your body. Your body is the carcass, is the host that is keeping you here, right? You are your spirit being, you are your soul, right? So you have to maintain this. You have to do everything possible to maintain this body so that you can stay on this earth as long as you need to fulfill your purpose and as long as God wants you to. So God can decide that maybe when you are 40, your voice will go out through the nation. You will be the biggest, whoever owns the largest company that is employing 1 million people. And then when you were 20, you cut out your 2 kidneys and sold it for money. Like, how is that going to happen? Unless by God's mercy he gives you UK. You see that, right? So, and that's also the thing. The things that have to do with human being's body is in the human being's hand to do. So don't sacrifice your body. Not about you don't know where your breakthrough is. There's so much invested in you. There's so much potential invested. You don't sacrifice your body for anything, right? As I'm telling you, I'm telling myself, try to get some movement in. Eat less, try to get some movement in, right? Lesson 10, learn to distress. Have something you do for fun. Yes, time is finite also on this earth, but learn to distress. If not, your mind will be, there are seasons, I think it was like last week when I was preparing for the runway show, my mind was just blurry. I was working 9 to 5. Once it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock, I start going to the fashion house and I'm doing a couple of things, I'm fixing things, I'm going to the market. My mind was just blurry last week. I'm not sure how I got through it. It's by God's mercy. But learn to distress. Have fun things you do. Me, I watch movies. I watch Korean movies. I know these days there's this narrative that they're just acting the same thing. I distress. The dopamine distresses me, like, wow, this life is so fun. And like, so that when you wake up in the morning, you're fresh again. Learn to find something that is fun doing. It could be hanging out with people, it could be gisting. Find something to distress, right? 11, focus on what you can control. There's so many things in our life that we can't control. You can only control your reaction. You can't control how people react to you. I can't control if you like this video. I can't control if you subscribe to this channel. There are so many things I can't control. But why will I be so over invested in trying to, that's what witchcraft is, trying to control people, right? So only focus on what you can. What can I control? Showing up, doing the best I can, making sure I strive for excellence. And I can't control what you now do after watching this video, right? So focus on what you can control and let God the rest. Let go and let God, right? Worrying about the economy, the people around you, opinions, it steals your joy. It steals your joy. That's a key lesson. Lesson 12, like, if you're on LinkedIn, you will see this lifelong learner. You have to continue learning. The world is changing, and the rate at which the world is changing is so scary, right? I remember a few years back, our parents, phone was just coming into the country, and we're teaching our parents, so you don't even know how to use this phone, the button phone, now the screen. The world is changing rapidly. You are either going to learn and adapt, or you're going to be left behind. Whether you like it or not, the ways of working is changing, the ways of making money is changing. You have to aggressively learn, right? They say it's Bitcoin, you're not even sure, you think it's a scam. Learn something about it, figure out what's happening there. They say it's remote working, they say it's content creation. Learn something, even if maybe you're not doing it yet. Learn something about it. The world is changing rapidly. The way people are going to be left behind is going to be so massive, right? So try and learn a little bit about everything, right? Learn. Don't be removed. If you're on YouTube, you are blessed. A lot of people are not on YouTube to learn. YouTube kind of is like a free school. Don't be so removed out of life. You'll be like, even us as when as Christians, like everything is the devil, everything is the devil. Okay, oh, that's fine. There's nothing that is of the devil. Everything is a tool that can be used by God or used by the devil. Try to figure out what is good about the thing. Don't reject every innovation with obscure mindset. Right? Try to learn. You either learn or be left behind. Right? So I'm on lesson 13. Give more than you take. I think you've heard this when I've talked about relationships. Give. Be a giver. Right? And there are a couple of things to give. You give your time. You give your resources. You give yourself if it's to God. Right? To God, you give yourself. So these are some of the things. Even when it comes to a relationship with God, you have to give your time. You have to have time that's out of your week. You're investing in God. Whether it's going to Sunday church, whether it's serving in the house of God, you have to invest your time. That's how a relationship is worthwhile. You have to give your resources. It's where your heart is. That's where you invest in. It's where you give. That's where your heart is. Why are you so pained about what's happening in the church? It's because they are giving to it. You want to figure out, hope they're using it well. I hope it's, yeah. So give to your relationships. Sometimes you might not be able to give, your time or your resources. Give your words of encouragement. Give. Be known as a giver. Be known as, there's something I think one of my friends knows me, like, when it comes to things that you have, physical things, I do not hold anything too hard. Give away. If people touch and say, I like it, give away. Don't let your soul be tied to anything that is material. Give it away. Give. Be a generous person. Be generous with praise. Be generous with compliments. Be generous with your smile. Give. Be generous with your smile. Be generous with your time. People are time wasters, but be generous with your time, especially for relationships. You balance that, right? Lesson 14. Define success. Oh, that is when they say the world is a global village. That has pros and cons. One of the cons is that how success is defined is changing, and it feels like people who can turn on their camera and share their life experience kind of now feels like the North Star of success. That's not true. Someone can define success as I'm running my B2B SaaS and I'm online in Bali sipping margarita. What did they drink? Margarita and whatever, a mojito, and I'm just there chilling and I'm making 100 million in 2025. But that might not be what success is to you. Success to you might be that what you are doing, helps people, helps them put food on their table, gives them job opportunities, pulls them out of poverty. Don't now be so, and that's the thing, that we all figure out late, when you have done a couple of other things and you now come back and be like, okay, this is what success is to me. Before you start off in life hustling or grinding, figure out what success is to you. To everybody is different. And I'll also say success has two phases. There's something you need to give value to the world, right? You need to find something about your life that is skillful, that is beneficial to others, and provide it, package it as a value to people. You also need to do something that is purpose driven. This means that it's what God called you to do. Let's give an example. In school, I don't know, somehow you got into medicine and you have become a doctor, right? And that's what you have packaged, and that's your value. That's what's beneficial to your society. But deep down in your heart, you don't think that's not the best thing. If you had an option, that's not what you would have done. Maybe you would have, I don't know, be planting trees in the forest, help grow trees. That's what you would have done, right? So, and now you have found yourself in that situation. You need to define what is success for you now, right? So, is there a way that you can still fulfill your purpose, which is planting trees, and still that becomes valuable? Valuable is that you feed yourself and you are beneficial to the society and you still do your purpose. So it's your decision. It's not me that will tell you to leave your doctor job. That's not. You have to put food on your table. You can't be a nuisance in society. So you have to figure, so you're now at that crossroad. You have to now balance what is the middle ground that I'll be beneficial to my society, they will reward me with monetary benefits, and I will still also do something that makes me fulfilled. Define that for you. For you, that's not starting up a tech company, because if it's a tech company, it's really everywhere, right? And on your own terms. And that's why you can be genuinely happy for people. I say that this thing about like watching other people's life and being so happy about it is that you will not be genuinely happy for them. Do you know what will happen when when something goes wrong in your life? Like, she better said it. Right? Define what is success. What is success to me? What's my intersection between value and purpose? That's what success is to me, and I'm happy with it. And if someone else is striving in their own, I'm like genuinely happy. I'm like, wow, this is good. Right? So I've shared 14 lessons, right, that I think that if I knew earlier, I'll be in a different place, in a different time, in a different frame of mind from today. And if you are anywhere like where I was, you know, and I was just like, what am I going to do in my life? Why is nothing happening? Where am I going to start with? These are some of the lessons that I think genuinely are important, are critical. I've talked on a couple of things, and there could be more lessons, but this is a good starting point, right? And life hasn't ended, right? If you are still here, life is good, and you get where you're going to. See you in the next video.